Oh, sure, sure. I actually prepared a brief PowerPoint, so I'll just go through that to talk a little bit about what CPC is. Okay. Okay. And who we are and what we do. So thank you for the opportunity to be here today. My name is Alex Klein. It's really a privilege. I've been working with faith-based communities for a couple of years now with our initiative that we have at CPC that I'll talk to you about a little bit. So in terms of who CPC is, our mission is really to work with communities to preserve affordable housing and to through innovative solutions. Background is that we are a nonprofit lending institution that was established in 1974. We were founded by private investors led by David Rockefeller and public officials to really combat the cycle of housing neglect that was going on in the Bronx and in other neighborhoods throughout New York City. Our first offices were in Washington Heights and in Crown Heights, and today we're sponsored by more than 80 banks and insurance companies. In terms of what CPC offers, we are a construction and permanent financing organization. We offer credit enhancement, technical assistance, public subsidies. When a borrower comes to us, if there's someone in the community that sees a building that they want to renovate or a vacant lot that they want to develop, they can come to us and we're a one-stop shop. So we will provide the financing, but we'll also walk the borrower through the process of development in the event that they haven't, done development before, but they have an interest to make an impact in their community. So we try and nurture entrepreneurs to get to the next level as well. Our impact, since 1974, we've invested about $6.5 billion in loans, representing 140,000 units throughout New York and New Jersey. In last year, we invested about $700 million, and 80 of those 270 loans that we did were smaller than $500,000. That's just here is an example of our sponsoring institutions that I mentioned before, about 80 to 100. We have a lot of the major banks there and some pension funds as well. In addition to our parent company, the Community Preservation Corporation, there's also, we have a development arm called CPC Resources, and that's a mission-driven real estate development company. What we found was that there were still some gaps in the community that we wanted to help fill in terms of the entrepreneurs that we were working with sometimes lacked the equity or the additional capital to get larger properties after they developed some of the smaller ones. So we developed an opportunity fund and also serve as a developer to help serve as an equity partner in certain transactions, as well as a developer to partner with other communities, other partners in the community. Our largest accomplishments to date have been Parkchester, which is in the Bronx, and which is a 12,000 unit rehab that we did, as well as we just purchased, we purchased a few years ago, the Domino Sugar Factory, which is going to be a mixed income development. Today, we still have about $45 million that we're looking to invest, and we're actively seeking partners to make that happen. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the background of our faith-based initiative. We are partnering with the New York Theological Seminary and the Colleges of Learning Project. We partnered with them to put on 2 conferences. One was in October of '06, and the other one was in June of '07. And the idea behind that was to really promote the idea of the impact that faith-based communities can have using real estate mission-driven developers to help create housing. And our driving assumption is really that faith-based institutions can partner with mission-based organizations to create housing. As Brad was mentioning, in this changing real estate market, there are a few organizations that are interested in creating housing like we are that also are mission-driven, and so we try and meet a double bottom line. Next, I'll go through some development options that, just as an overview in terms of what options are available to faith-based communities that are interested in development. And the first one is really to go it alone. So if you are in the community and own land and want to develop your property, then you can put together your team and go from soup to nuts and just develop it. And the risks to the owner are really all risks, and the rewards are really you gain everything. I think a major consideration if you decide to go that route is do you have the time and expertise to invest that? The second option is just a full-blown partnership and a joint venture where you would bring on a partner and negotiate the agreement. In this case, if it's faith-based organization, I think it's really important to identify the key partner that is also where the mission is aligned with what you are hoping to do. Next is a site development agreement where you just hire someone to come in and actually develop your land for you, but you also can direct your partner to do it the way that you see fit. The risks are really, they vary. It's minimal with the right developer, and the rewards is really ownership of the building afterwards, and your mission is accomplished in the way that you want it to happen. I think a key consideration here for churches and faith-based institutions is finding the right property manager. So you can, if you're not interested in, entering the real estate business full-time, you can delegate that responsibility so that you can, continue with the other activities that you'd like to do. Finally, is just an outright sale with the legal obligation to create something that you dictate. And that's, a lot of people are not really excited about selling their land, and I completely understand. So that's just another option where there are some organizations and some churches that want to sell the land and just create affordable housing to create a benefit for the community. In terms of our work with faith-based institutions, our total units to date, either in pre-development and construction, are complete. It's 430 units, and our total development cost in those projects represents about $136 million. I have a few project examples of our work with faith-based institutions. This is just, we partnered with Nehemiah here, and that's the before. This was on our lending side, and those are just some before pictures, and that's the after, where we really just served as the financer, and that was the main role. There was a lot of community organizing that happened there with the East Brooklyn congregations. This project is just complete. This is 100% affordable housing. It's 60 tax credit. It's affordable to about $42,000 family earning, and it's 48 units. It's a tax credit deal on 45 Malta Street. Here we partnered with East Brooklyn congregations. And the next one is on Bergen Street, where there was a sale. The church wanted to just sell the property, so they sold it to us with the legal obligation to create affordable housing, and we're happy to do that. And here we are creating 48 subsidized co-ops using the city's financing program. Finally, this project is an existing building that we did not demolish, but are going to adaptively reuse to convert the inside to apartments. And that's going to be 38 units. And that's it.